Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live. Sorry I'm late a little bit here. Just a couple of technical difficulties getting started. How are ya? Let's see if we can say hello to anybody today. There we go. Yesterday I didn't see them. Michael and Eric, how are you? Andrea, good morning to you. Hello, guys. Good. Brahim, there he is. You guys are always up at the top. Jude from Troy, New York, good morning to you. And Rosalinda, Niagara Falls, how are you? Nellie, good morning to you. And Kevin from Oshawa. And Madeleine, Kippawa, Quebec, bonjour. Judy, how are you? Fran from Orangeville. Nick from our staff, good morning to you. Janice, Brampton. Rose, good morning. Peterborough. And I'm going to say that's Georgie from Halifax. It got up in the clouds. Hi, Maria. Shirley, Twingate. And Carrie, Nebraska. Vince, how are you? And Gloria, New York. Donna, Bell Valley. And Patricia, good morning. Diane, Thunder Bay. Two Dianes in a row. And LaSalle, how are you? Donna, Park Hill. Judy, good morning from Newfoundland. Claudette Hamner. And Sault Ste. Marie, who was that? And I think that's Gertie. Deb, how are you? From Motown, good morning to you. And from Windsor, who was that? Barbara, Kansas. Hey guys, they're going up in the clouds. I can't see them. Francis from Vaughan, Carroll, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. Okay. Alma. And Richmond Hill, who was it? Sherry, good morning. Well, I'm missing a lot of it. It may be by background there. I don't know. How are you guys? Good to have you on with us this morning. We appreciate it. Okay, we do very much. Let's get back. Guys, I promised you I would finish questions. So let's get back to that. Mark's asking a good question about when you do something to get rid of your heavy metals, like mercury, lead, cadmium, are you getting rid of your good metals? Like copper, right? You need that. You need zinc, you need copper. And no, you're not, because heavy metals are exactly that. They're heavy. And your body knows how to get rid of toxins. Okay? Like mercury. Your body knows how to get rid of it. You're a detox machine, guys. The problem is look, if we look at our environment, and we've talked about this many a time, you're not going to get rid of everything. You just can't. We live in a world the way it is, guys. And I know there are purists out there and they think, they live in Shangri-La. Well, no. There's chemicals, there's metals, like mercury and lead, cadmium, and there are plastics, there are xenoestrogens, there are fertilizers and pesticides, and you're not going to get away from it completely. But if you understand that your body is a detox machine, it knows how to detoxify itself, but you need to understand what organs especially detox. Okay? Your liver is your number one detox organ. And as long as you keep it clean, as long as you keep it empty from fat, if you don't gum up your liver will do its job. It will take out heavy metals out of your body. Okay? Now, the other thing to understand is you have the best supplement for detoxing is a probiotic. You have bacteria in your body that are actually dedicated to getting rid of garbage, including fungus and yeast. So when you have a good gut and you don't have a condition like leaky gut, if you can patch up your leaky gut, probiotics do that, bone broth does that. Okay? It knits up the little zipper lining that you have between your gut and your blood. You want to do that. And remember another organ that detoxes itself, and that is your brain. Things that get across the blood-brain barrier, like heavy metals, they're transported into your brain by yeast, fungus. So don't feed the yeast, number one. And number two, your body, when you sleep, your brain has its own lymphatic system. Okay? Your brain has its own lymphatic system called the glymphatics. But you got to be sleeping for it to work properly. Okay? So, yeah, your body differentiates what it needs and what it doesn't need. And that's a very, very good question, Mark, and we thank you for asking it. Mary is asking, she wants to discuss pepsin. Okay? Pepsin is a proteolytic enzyme. Your body makes pepsin. Why do you need pepsin? Because it breaks down protein, okay, into amino acids and peptides. You want your proteins to be broken down. Now, very, very important that in your stomach, and I talk about this all the time, that there's one place in your body where you want to be very acidic. Where is that? Your stomach. If you want to break protein down, you better have a good stomach. And to have a good stomach, you need a lot of acidity in your stomach. Nowhere else. You see, when you get acid reflux, you got acidity up in your throat. Okay? But that's only the body's reaction to the lack of acidity in your stomach. And I'm telling you, most people walk around in North America, most, and they don't have the right acidity in their stomach. They got pH all upside down. They understand pH, and they go, oh, I want to be alkaline. Yeah, slightly. But they're talking blood. I'm talking stomach. Pepsin is an enzyme. It's a proteolytic enzyme. Your body makes it. Now, we help pump it up. If you have a good digestive enzymes, you have different things that pump up your pepsin. Oh, by the way, do you know what pumps up your pepsin to break down protein in your body? Something you love, something that I talk about all the time, the real vitamin C, coffee. Yeah, coffee increases pepsin. It helps you digest. Who knew? Well, I knew. Why do you think I pump it all the time? The real vitamin C, and I mean it. Okay. Who was asking that question? Let me just see. I think that was Mary, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, pepsin. Who was asking? Okay. That was Mary. Thanks, Mary. Suzanne asking about the Healthy Mama diet. Okay. Healthy Mama is a diet characterized by okay? Eating frequently. Now, the part I like about Healthy Mama, it really does encourage to cut out any extra sugars, but it's a diet of eating separating your protein and your carbs and your fat. Not a bad idea, but listen, I'll tell you what, okay? If you look at the Healthy Mama diet, eat every 3 hours. And then you look at, on the other end of the spectrum would be fasting. Okay? Right? Intermittent fasting. Go long time without eating. Okay, you understand that part? Yeah. So what's right? Intermittent fasting, go a long period of not eating, or eat every 3 hours. Okay? Now, I want to give you, okay, and let me tell you why I think the intermittent fasting part is better. I'll tell you why. We live in a world today where 93% of the population have trouble with metabolic syndrome, which is characterized by insulin resistance. Using insulin too much. Okay, that's what it is. Now, there's two things that cause that. One of them, obviously, is food. Insulin is a food hormone. If you don't eat, you're not secreting insulin. Now, the other factor is cortisol, because cortisol can elevate your blood sugars and insulin resistance on its own. But lay that aside. So which way should you eat? Okay, listen, if you went back with me in my practice days, in the 1970s, in the 1980s, even some maybe in 1990, you know what it was? Eat frequently. Eat small meals. Eat snack. Where do you think snacking came from? The food industry. Oh, you need to snack. It's good for you. No, you don't need to snack. As a matter of fact, I think the jury is out and it's already come back with the verdict. Intermittent fasting is good for you in a lot of ways. And we at the Martin Clinic like that. And then I like fasting without fasting. I actually thought of writing my book on metabolic syndrome, Fasting Without Fasting. It was one of my titles. And maybe I need to do it again, Fasting Without Fasting. And the reason I talk like that is because when you are eating eggs, when you eat meat, and when you eat the good dairy, butter, cheese, cream, okay? When you eat those, you know what? You're really fasting without fasting. You know why? Because you don't need a lot of insulin. Your pancreas is going on a holiday. And look, again, I always answer people because they come onto our private Facebook group and some people are discouraged, because it's not easy doing the reset. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Nothing you do for your health is going to be easy. I mean, doc, give me a pill and that'll fix everything. Like, that ain't gonna happen, guys. That ain't gonna happen. You gotta put the work in. And, changing the habits is not easy. It's never easy to change a habit, but it's worth it. And what I try and tell people on the reset when they do it is when you change fuels, when you give your body high octane fuel, because that's what eggs, meat, and cheese are. Those are the most out of the macros of your protein and fat. Those are the best things you can eat. Okay? The best things you can eat. So, you're fasting without fasting. You're emptying your liver. If you did nothing else, the results of emptying your liver are so good, because what happens in the liver don't stay in the liver. Your liver ain't Las Vegas. The liver has an effect on everything. We talked about detoxing, yeah? We talked yesterday about glutathione, yeah? Okay? We talked about the importance of your liver for triglycerides and HDL, for your heart and brain, yeah? Hormones, yeah? Liver. If you can fix your liver, you fix just about everything else in your body, because your liver is a storage space. Your body chooses it to put glycogen there. And if you're not eating sugars, you're not eating crappy carbs, you're doing yourself a big favor. And this is why I tell people, don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. I try and answer. Look at that book behind me there, Sun, Steak, and Steel. Look at the book Metabolic Syndrome, which is rewritten, by the way, in Sun, Steak, and Steel. Okay? Still makes a great Christmas gift. Okay, but listen. What happens? Your health depends on lowering insulin resistance. And that is the diet that will do it. You still get to eat. Like, you can do intermittent fasting even with the reset. And one of the reasons it works so well too is when you're eating the right fuel, you're not hungry. You're not hungry. People get discouraged because it's not easy. And secondly, sometimes their body reacts to it. You're giving your body new fuel. It's going, what are you doing to me? If you're a carboholic, not easy. You're a sugarholic, not easy. If you were used to those crappy oils all the time, those hydrogenated, those seed oils, those middle aisles of the grocery store oils, your body's detoxing from that. Sometimes it reacts to that. I tell people, look, stick with it, man. Stick with it. Your body, you're doing your body a huge, huge favor. And that's why I talk about it all the time. I don't shy away from it. Even when people get discouraged, I pump their tires up. You know, someone said, well, the reset's not for everyone. I disagree with that. It's for everyone. It's 30 days to change your fuel and to get rid of insulin resistance. Is it worth it? You bet your boots. Is it worth it to empty your liver? You bet your boots. Okay. Suzanne was asking about that. Healthy mama, look, I just don't agree. That's all. But I'm glad you asked the question because it gets me. And that was Suzanne, and Susan was asking about iron absorption. Okay? And, well, a lot of women have trouble with iron deficiency anemia. Okay? A lot of women. And the reason is a couple of fold. One, they got trouble with the stomach. I come back to the stomach again. Okay? You need a good stomach for iron. Okay? You need a good stomach to break that down. And the best iron is what type of iron? Heme iron. Okay? Heme iron. A lot of women, they got trouble with that. They eat too much salad. They got too many oxalates, which bite off iron. You're not a rabbit, nor the daughter of one. You're not. So I tell people, you weren't meant to eat all that salad. You're not meant for it. Your body wasn't made for it. Your bowel wasn't, and this is one of the biggest problems. And anybody that's got digestive issues, like Crohn's, like celiac, IBS, IBD, they have trouble absorbing iron in the small intestine. Change your diet. Let your stomach become more acidic. Digestive enzymes with every meal. I used to call them American Express. Don't leave home without them. I had people, that's an old commercial, but remember, I had a radio show for 20 years. And I used to tell people, carry digestive enzymes with you. If you're going to a restaurant, take your enzymes before you eat. Really important for iron absorption. Okay? That was Suzanne. Let me see if I answered all the questions now. Okay, let me get to, hold on a minute here. I'll be in here. I think I want to make sure I got them all. Carolyn, I have high leukocytes, okay? My doctor is not worried. And you had, I think, Carolyn, antibiotics. Can you let me know how to get rid of leukocytes in my urine? Well, your body is getting rid of them, okay? Leukocytes are white blood cells. Your body is getting rid of them. They're in your urine. Your body is getting rid of them. Here's the problem, okay? And look, I love your doctor already, okay? Tell your doctor I love them, okay? I mean it. I love them, but they're wrong. Okay? They take a urine test. They see leukocytes. You got a bacterial infection. Let's put you on antibiotics. I scream. It gives me a migraine. How many women, especially, have leukocytes in their urine, white blood cells? Oh, you got a bacterial infection in your urinary tract. Nah, no you don't. If you got no burning, if you don't have symptoms of I'm urinating and is it ever burning? Well, then you got an infection. Let me tell you what, when you got elevated leukocytes, you got a fungus in your urinary tract, not a bacteria. And even if you have a bacteria, it's sitting there, okay, like an E. coli or whatever. So what? Take probiotics. Take oil of oregano. Don't get on an antibiotic unless you absolutely need one. And even if you need one, then take it till the pain goes away and then stop. I know it said, you better finish all of your antibiotics because that infection could come back. No, you're killing all your friendly bacteria and you're going to get a yeast infection, a fungal infection in there. Your urinary tract, ladies, your anatomy, okay? And I ain't woke. You're a woman. You got different anatomy than I got. Okay? And your anatomy is conducive to fungus, to yeast in the private parts. Got it? And you need to make sure. And the problem is those antibiotics, the doctors are too, and by the way, I'm not just saying it from my own personal experience. Like even the College of Physicians and Surgeons are telling doctors, would you stop overusing antibiotics? We're developing these bacteria that got such resistance where antibiotics won't work anymore. Stop it. I'm laughing because I'm thinking of a Bob Newhart who passed away, one of my favorite comedians, and he's a psychiatrist, remember? And he says, I'm going to tell you, lady, I'm going to give you 2 words. And she said, should I write it down? He said, no, I think you can remember it. He said, stop it. I just laugh when I think of it. Okay? Stop it. If you need an antibiotic, I'm all for it, guys. It's when you don't need it. And having just leukocytes in your urine, don't take an antibiotic for that without symptoms. I scream because I've been screaming for so long. And I know you guys get the memo, but most people don't get that memo. They don't hear about it. They're taking antibiotics that they have, didn't I just do a study on what antibiotics do long term? Double-edged sword. You need those friendly bacteria. Okay, that was Caroline. I answered Francis, I think. I think I'm just about done, guys. Oh, Katie, sea moss. I hear a lot of good things about it. Well, they've got minerals in it. I like Himalayan salt better than sea moss. Put it in your water. Put a good Celtic or Himalayan salt, a real salt. Guys, it is so good because it's got 83, 84 minerals in it. Mineralize your water. Salt. I love that. I think it's important. People have vilified salt when the problem was sugar all along. It wasn't salt. It was a lack of salt. Your tears are salty. Your saliva is salty. Your blood is salty. You need salt. You need salt. Okay, I think I got Deborah. How can you improve wet macular degeneration? Well, macular, okay? Anything with your eyeball, guys. You know my rule of thumb. Anything with eyeballs. Anything with your eyes. Anything with vision. What does it have to do with? Circulation. Blood supply. And when do you get macular degeneration? Who's more susceptible to macular degeneration than any group of the population? Diabetics. What do diabetics have trouble with? Circulation. Your eyes are circulation. Why do I love high DHA? Why do I love Navital? Circulation. One lubricates. One lowers the inflammation, and the other one elevates nitric oxide, the blood supply, blood supply, blood supply. Sugar destroys what? Blood vessels. First thing that sugar does. Sugar left unattended in your body will destroy blood vessels. So when you talk to me about atherosclerosis, hardening of the arteries, it ain't cholesterol. It is started with sugar destroying. Why do you think diabetics are 50% more likely to have a heart attack or stroke? 50% more. Diabetes, unless it's controlled, always ends badly. And I'm not talking about control with medication. Because even medication have a shelf life when it comes to diabetes. So whenever you got trouble with your eyes, think of you got diabetes of the eyes without having diabetes, without having the diagnosis of diabetes. You already got diabetes of the eyes. That's where it's hitting you. Lay off the sugars. Lay off the sugars. Okay. I think I got them all. Okay. Guys, thanks for coming on today. And we appreciate it. Thanks for, you guys are the greatest of all audiences. Send your questions in for Q&A Friday. We had Q&A Wednesday today. Hey, I tell you, look, guys, you know me. I want to answer your questions, okay? It's all about you, not me. Okay. We love you. Talk to you soon.